Have your attention. I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Kane's Calling is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use promo code Kane's Calling for $20 off your first order. And About the Fans. Use promo code CCI for 50% off your entire order.
What is going on, Canes fam? I'm Matty Ice. He is Tony V, and he is Caniacs, and this is Canes Calling live. Boys, how we doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Good. Hopefully
Friday.
you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, good.
Seems like you're working another job as a customer service agent.
No, I just drove down the road about 12 miles, and I found some Wi-Fi, so I was able to make it. Yeah.
Some free Wi-Fi. I love it.
Yeah, some free Wi-Fi. Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, I got you.
I like that. I like that hoodie, Caniacs.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah, it's gangster.
So, it's been a while since we did one of these. Took a bye week. Team didn't show up, so we decided not to. But we got a win. So we're going to get into that. We'll talk about the upcoming massacre that we have against Clemson. Talk a little bit about Canes Hoops because they got a game tomorrow that I wanted to mention. And we got a really random ranking, so it should be a nice little show for you guys. So you guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So should we get into our really random rankings or what, boys?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, whatever you want to get into.
Let's do it. Awesome. So for this edition of the Really Random Rankings, we're doing our top 5 things that we would buy if we won the lottery, correct?
Yes.
And
That's
I know
correct.
that what was it at one point? It was at like 2 billion or something.
Like
Yeah,
1.2 billion or so. Wasn't it?
No, it had gotten to like, I think it was like a 2.1 or 2.2,
Woo,
like its
a
highest
lot of money.
peak. Yeah.
Yeah. So we always start with Tony. Let's do it again. Start with Tony. Tony, what do you got for us, man?
All right. For number 5, I would help my entrepreneurial buddies that I know with some capital investment. Help them out. Number 4, set up my parents and in-laws for retirement.
Boo.
Number 3.
I want fun ones.
They're coming.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Pay off and upgrade my current house and then buy a side house, maybe in the mountains or maybe on the beach. Number 2.
Wait, just one house?
Maybe 2.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Number 2 is find a good accountant and invest the shit out of it. And number 1, I would join one of those high profile Canes boosters clubs. But I wouldn't be like loud and boisterous like John Ruiz. I would work in the shadows. I'm more of a shadows guy.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll go next. My number 5, me and my friends have always talked about it. Katie, I see met them, Brendan and Tom's.
Mhm.
That if we all won the lottery, we would get like a compound, get houses all close together, and we would get like a giant rec gym and
Nice.
just be playing pickup, in our off days and stuff. So that would be nice. And hopefully I would have that money. I could get some NBA players out there, have some legit runs. You know what I mean?
There you go.
That would be dope.
That would be dope.
My number 4, actually, I'm not going to go with this one yet because I think it's a good one. I'd buy my dad a Chevelle Super Sport. He used to have one when he was younger, and it's like it's all-time favorite car. So I would definitely get him one of those. My next one, I would definitely start a nonprofit, something that helps, high school athletes, younger athletes, with access to training, for different sports and stuff. Probably start from basketball, launch it from there. It's something that I want to do down the line, no matter what. One of my long-term goals. And my next one is my petty one. I would invest in the company I used to work for so I can be a major asshole to everyone that was a dick to me.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah,
so
like
I would do that. That was my only like investment one. Obviously, I would try to invest it wisely, but specifically for that, I need to know the numbers. Give me the fucking numbers. That's what I'm gonna be about. They're gonna hear from me. But that would be my next one. And then just number one, man. I mean, I'm gonna be dropping NIL bags like
Hell
Tony, but I mean, all sports, but specifically, like I know basketball would be a huge focus for me because I would want us to have a legit squad every single year. And I think that, if you pump NIL money, like you get like 2-3 players, like that's you're solid. It makes a difference more easier than I think, it does for football. So, but yeah, so those would be my 5. What about you, Kaniacs?
But besides the obvious, paying off bills, getting houses, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
my number 5 is the same thing like you. Is I would buy a bunch of land, and it wouldn't like be a compound, but all my close friends and my family would each have their own little house. We'd all be within distance of each other, not like on top of each other, but I can get on my 4-wheeler or whatever and go down and see whoever. You know what I mean? And we'd have a little community center in the middle, barbecue, kitchen, the whole 9 yards where we can be at party and all that good stuff. Not worry about the cops. Number 4 is, because it would get wild. I'm just saying. My number 4 is you would see my face at every home game and away game, baseball, football, basketball. And I would just like for the season, I would just get an RV and we would just travel like a train, get a couple of them, have a bunch of us go to all the games together. And of course we'd all be in the club level, got to do that.
Our own suite. I'd buy a suite for us.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
There we go.
That's right. The Canes Calling suite.
That's right.
And then just, I love vehicles. Like I would have a bunch of 4-wheelers. I love outdoors. I'd have boats just all over the place. And my number 2 and number 1 would kind of be the same thing, but I would love to buy a giant RV in Europe and just start at one spot and, make sure there's a ferry there. And I would just like to take an RV and drive all around Europe until I couldn't get anymore. So as far as I go, Southeast Asia, maybe China would let me drive through that. I don't know, but North Korea about the only place I wouldn't go into. But other than that, that's what I would love to do, man. Just take off. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's awesome.
That'd be my things.
Awesome. For sure.
Hey. So, boys, before we get into football, thought we could talk a little bit about basketball, just like a couple minutes, just because Miami does have an intriguing matchup tomorrow against Providence. You guys probably didn't hear, but me and Tommy on the Brick City Boys podcast last season, I was a very, very harsh critic of Providence. So when I saw that this was a matchup, I knew that I, had to write something about it, needed to, because the whole thing was that last year Providence was like quote unquote the luckiest school. So there's like a luck rating essentially for it's indicative of like, oh, they didn't actually win these games. They won close games that maybe they shouldn't really have, but they ended up making it a Sweet 16. So they're a pretty solid team, but completely new team. I think all 5 starters are new this season. They return their 6th man of the year. They bring in some nice transfers. Bryce Hopkins from Kentucky. He's pretty good, can put the ball on the floor. He's someone that I think Jordan Miller is going to match up with. So I'm really interested in seeing that matchup. And then Jared Bynum, who I mentioned, was their 6th man last year. They're a starting point guard this season, kind of undersized. I want to see that matchup with Nigel Pack, see how that goes. And also too, like just the offense that Providence plays, I think we're a good matchup because we're able to switch so many things. We have so many guards, we're undersized, but we have so many guys that are just around that like 6'6", 6'7" range. So we can switch, and there isn't that much of a drop off. And obviously Norchad O'Meara is very versatile, very quick for his size. So I'm really intrigued. I think that we need to knock down shots. We need to be more efficient in the half court because there's been a few scoring droughts that we've had. So I think those are the major things. And, it's going to be an interesting first test because I think this is a team that could definitely make the tournament. So we'll see.
Nice. When does ACC play start?
It's not for a while. Because we have a lot of there's a lot of, I literally have them up right now on my other monitor. So if I look to the side, it's because I'm watching Kansas is playing Southern Utah right now, and they're only up by 2 against Southern Utah. Yeah, so we still have a while. It's gonna be a while. There's a lot of growing pains that teams are gonna go through. There's been a lot of like mid-major teams upsetting, pretty well respected programs just because of like, the extra COVID year. There's guys that have been playing for a while. A lot of teams are dealing with transfers. Miami has 2 transfers and a guy that was a freshman last season starting in Wooga Poplar. So, it's an adjustment, for a lot of these teams versus teams that have been playing together for years, Yeah. So
now I didn't get to watch the game the other night, but I listened to it as I was driving. It sounded like to me like they were just hitting threes left and right this year. Is their shooting percentage up on their 3 points? Because I don't remember them hitting that many last year.
Yeah, I think like last game was kind of in particular, like more so they kind of got hot at certain moments. But I would say, better than what they were last season, but it's still, I think it's at like 35, 36%, which is like decently average. But I expect that number to go up because I think Nigel Pack has struggled. He's not putting up the same percentage that he did, in his career at Kansas State. So I do think that number is going to go up. But yeah. So, and just early season, like percentages are kind of lower than what, they really are. So I do expect those numbers to go up. And I think that the way that teams play Miami, I think that those numbers will go up because they're going to get more open shots.
So you think the more they play, the more they'll gel, the more Nigel Pack will come into his game?
Yeah, I think one of the problems that people aren't talking about, and I don't want to call it a problem necessarily, is that I think you have a lot of guys that are very unselfish and they don't want to, take away from others. Jordan Miller is someone that's very unselfish as a player. He's your leading scorer though. I think even Isaiah Wong, someone that looks for his shot a lot, he's been pretty passive too. Especially in the last game, I think that Nigel can be more aggressive. I think even Norchad, could be more aggressive. Norchad and Jordan Miller last game shot like 80% combined. So
crazy.
I know they were very efficient. So, I think the only guy that's not really that shy is Wooga. So, but you need to have a guy like that. So,
right.
But yeah, no, it's good to see. And I think this team is going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes you need your playmakers to take over, man, and just be selfish and score points, especially when you go in a drought.
Yeah, well, and I think the thing too that I liked that I saw was that like you saw Nigel Pack, playing defense. You saw Isaiah Wong, he had like 7 assists last game, I think, and it was like the most he's had in a while. So you saw him impacting the game in other ways, and that's what you want to see from your best players,
Right.
But yeah, but it should be an interesting one tomorrow. Yeah. So that one's it's at 4 Eastern. They're playing it. It's a Basketball Hall of Fame tip-off. So it's where the actual like Naismith Hall of Fame is in Connecticut. So it'll be a good one.
So you get to watch 30 minutes of an ass whooping and then switch over to that game, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be at my niece's birthday party. So I'm going to be trying to watch it on my phone. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm going to be switching back and forth.
The game will be over by 4:00 anyway, so
yeah.
Probably 30 minutes in. We'll get into that, I'm sure.
No, we'll get into that right now. So obviously, well, let's talk about Georgia Tech first. So Canes were able to get the win. Jakari Brown started at quarterback. Rooster had a big day. 4 turnovers. Cam Kitchens had 3 interceptions. I mean, it's kind of a bleak season. We kind of know, very, very unlikely we will be in a bowl game. But I mean, what do you guys take away from this game?
I gotta give a shout out to Jalen Knight, man.
Mhm.
After
Absolutely.
being benched for a couple games, he took the benching in stride, and then he came out and he rushed the ball 16 times for 118 yards and a touchdown, man. He averaged
Running
7.4
hard,
yards
too.
per rush, running hard, hitting those holes hard as shit. He looked as explosive as he did last year, man. He played really, really well. And Jakari's numbers weren't impressive, but man, he had control of that offense.
Yeah.
He had,
I don't know. 14 and 19 is pretty good. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know, but 136 and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns is impressive, but 136 on 14 completions. You would like to see, with 14 completions a little bit more than that, but
Well, yeah.
it was clearly a dink and dunk, approach. He missed a couple deep shots. He's got a rocket for an arm. If he can learn how to control,
man.
if he can learn how to control that, he's gonna be a problem. But yeah, man, he had full control of the offense. His athleticism is gonna cause problems for opposing defenses. He'll be fun to watch for the next couple years, man.
I agree. His running ability helped open up the run game too, and I think that's what helped out Knight and them. Because now you have to account for 11 people. Because if TBD or Jake's back there, you're not really worried about them running the ball. You're pretty much on an RPO, and if he doesn't throw it, you obviously know he's going right for the running back.
Yeah.
So I love that aspect. The offense did look a lot different with him in it, for the good, actually. I'm excited. But, he's young. He's a young guy, but he's huge, man. He's a huge dude.
Yeah.
He does need some more work. I mean, I know that there's rumblings that TBD might come back next year. I hope he does do that. And then this might be a hot take, but I would like to see Jakari Brown go redshirt next year to develop some more.
I don't think that's a hot take at all. I don't get the overreaction of wanting him to start next season. I mean, I don't think he is where he needs to be mechanically in throwing the ball. So
right.
I agree with you.
Actually, I would love for him to start the next 2 games. This Saturday is going to be rough.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, but he's going to need this learning experience between this and Pitt, because probably the best defense he's going to face is Clemson's defense. That front 4 is amazing. What was the stat I heard? I think that they had 103 pressures on the quarterback as a defensive line. And Miami, we know our defensive line is good, and they've only had 73 all year. So that tells you what kind of defensive line they have. So, I mean, it's going to be a great learning curve for him. But, I mean, take this game, take next game. Hopefully TBD comes back next year and doesn't get injured, can finish out the year, hopefully raise his draft stock and gives Jakari time to develop more, because that kid's got a rocket of an arm. And when and you can already tell he's got a little touch pass, but his deep balls, he's got to work some more, the timing and everything with all these receivers. And I think we're going to have one hell of a quarterback, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
So why don't we pay some bills, and then I want to get into something before we talk about the Clemson game. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Canes Calling, brought to you by our boys, AB, Jordan Nelson at About the Fans. Also, check out About the Buckets. Like, I'm going to always bring this thing out.
Buckets.
Tony's even got an About the Buckets shirt now, too.
Yes,
so he's going to be repping that thing. So, shout out to AB and Jordan Nelson. They got the best Miami Hurricanes apparel, stickers, whatever, what have you. Make sure you use code CCI15 for 15% off. Also, next time you want to buy some tickets, make sure you use the SeatGeek app. They do have a 1 to 10 rating scale that saves you time in finding the best deal. Use code CanesCallin to get $20 off your first order. And also, support for Canes Calling is brought to you by Manscaped, who offers the best below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the 4.0, Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code CanesCallin at manscaped.com. So, boys,
Christmas is coming, man. The holidays are coming. Your
Yep.
men are going to need some trimming tools for their family jewels. You must get them, and you might as well save some money while you're doing it too. Plus, they have other stuff. They have the ball deodorant. They have the preserver. They have the nose trimmer. They got underwear. They got all kinds of stuff, man. So make sure you use our code CanesCallin, save you some money, and get you some free shipping.
Absolutely. So the two things that I wanted to talk about. First one, I don't know where I saw this on social media, but I know I've seen it from multiple people. People calling, like, I get calling this a rebuilding year, like after the fact, but people that said, there's people that I've seen on social media that labeled this a rebuilding year, like before the year started. So they have said, like, quote unquote, like, oh, we knew this was going to be a rebuilding year. When the fuck did we say this was going to be? Like, when did any Canes fan on Twitter say this was going to be a rebuilding year? Every single guess, every single prediction was 10-2. And if you said anything below that or anything below 9-3, you're crazy. You're a lunatic. And I don't understand how 10-2 correlates to a rebuilding season. That makes absolutely no fucking sense to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was a rebuilding year. I just thought that we were just a couple things off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But it all comes back to the fact that, like, people just can't accept that they're wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
no,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I was totally wrong,
sure.
man. My 10-2 prediction.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I said they weren't going to lose a home game this year. Remember?
And it's the opposite. They pretty much have lost the away game. We look much better away than we do at home.
I said they were going to go undefeated at home. They've won 2 games.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah, bro. Like we knew. I think we all fell under the spell of drinking the Kool-Aid, man. And at the end of the day, none of us thought it was going to be a rebuild. But last year we went 7-5, but we were so close to going 5-7, or 4,
even 9-7 or 9-5, whatever. We were just a couple plays away from winning 2 more games.
But I want to touch on what Mario said about the parents and being on the social media.
I was going to get into that. Hell yeah, let's
talk
about that.
That's the next thing I was going to bring up.
He's drawn the line in the sand, bro. Like he ain't about that life. He ain't about that. You want to bitch about your playing time? Come bitch at me about your playing time. You don't have your fucking parents go and cause some shit on Twitter. You come to me man to man and we'll handle it.
Well, you know what that tells me too? It's that maybe they did come and talk to him, but they didn't like the answer they got. Do you get what I mean? And I think that, I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's another reason why maybe this isn't a place for you. Well, it's not. So,
right.
Well, how many times did Manny tell us last year that everything was based off competition? Your playing time is based off competition. We know now that that's all bullshit. I mean, plain and simple, because now Mario is truly letting people, it's all about your performance and it's all about competition. Because if you ain't doing it, I don't care how many stars you got, what you've done in the past. If you're not doing it now, you're not playing. And I mean, we've seen it this week. We got Thad walking off of practice. We got who else? Frierson.
The portal. Thad entered the portal this morning.
Yep.
Yeah. Keyshawn didn't travel with the team to Clemson, so it's he's probably in the portal as well.
For the second week in a row.
Blasting everybody. So.
Here's my thing. It's all so far. It's been guys that Thad walked out of practice because he wasn't happy with his snap count in practice, and it's
especially
okay, good riddance. You just quit on the team. Get out of here. I liked Thad too, but it's like, if you don't have that mentality that coach is looking for, then sorry.
Yeah.
At the end
of the day, Thad is a 240-pound back that's averaging 2.1 yards
roughly
after contact. That ain't gonna cut it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and Mario's shown that he's not afraid to play these young kids, man. He's not.
Nope.
He's not. And like,
Yeah.
and you're gonna see a healthy dose of these kids in the next couple games.
Yeah.
Well, you heard Don Chain. I mean, not Don. You heard the Rooster when they were asking him and everything about, is it how he was playing and other. He said he had to earn his time back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
He said he lost it. He knew he had to earn it, so he did what he had to do to earn his time back. And look what he did last week.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we never heard that from anybody last year.
No.
I mean, we got Jerry Williams out there smoking weed and shit, and then starting for FIU and losing. So,
and causing a fucking war on Twitter too. That was awesome.
That was hilarious. Oh my god, dude! Shout out to Scott Patchen, man.
Yeah. Shout out to
that's why I brought it
up. To Dr. Patchen.
I don't know where he's playing his 10th year of college football, but shout out to him.
He's opening a law firm, bro.
He's opening. Oh, is he really?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
The other
but
thing
the team is obviously worse than what we thought.
Yeah, and I think it's worse than what Mario thought as well.
Well, and the other thing too, it's like there's gonna be more names. It's gonna be a ton of names, but I mean, there's no reason to be upset, disappointed by it, because how has this team performed? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it's, how do I want to word this? I mean, I can't remember what I was listening to where it's like, what's the common denominator? The money pumped in, or the school pumped in more money to the program. There's more like NIL deals happening. The coaches it's a legit coaching staff that's won before they came here. You know, what's the common thing that's been here that hasn't, performed? And that's the players, So, and I'm just saying from a general perspective, I'm not saying all of them are terrible,
Right.
I'm just saying that, whether didn't recruit well. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like, don't be hung up on the amount of guys that are going to be leaving, because I think we are going to be better off for sure.
And it comes down to something that's really struck me as of late is look at the guys on both sides of the ball who are making legitimate impacts, and who brought them here already.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's Mitch Agude last week, portal guy. It's Akeem Mesador, portal guy. Daryl Jackson Jr., portal guy. Wesley Basaint, freshman. Jaleel Skinner, freshman. Who brought all those guys in?
Nez Cooper looks pretty good too.
And Nez Cooper's changed his running game 100%. Playing.
There's a couple many guys that have been performing. 56, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Cam, Williams.
Those guys, those guys have, especially Cam. Lately, I was talking with Lance about this, that Cam has finally taken to the coaching.
Yeah.
Kevin Steele got to him and said, "Look, you're so talented that those picks will be there.
They just come to you.
They'll just come to you. If you're in your spot, those interceptions will come to you. Look what happened last week. He had 4 of them. And not one of them was because he jumped a route. None of that. It was because he was in his position and the ball came and he's a fucking freak, this guy.
Yeah, he is.
So I think Kevin Steele's finally gotten to those guys, especially in the secondary, that if you do your job and you trust your brothers to do their job, shit will go well. The stuff will happen.
Yeah.
Good things will happen.
And we finally had a complete game.
Yep.
All 3 phases.
Yep.
Hopefully that'll carry over into this next week or tomorrow.
It won't.
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think we're getting 4 turnovers against Clemson.
I mean, Clemson does like to fumble the ball.
They are kind of a fumbling machine now. Yeah. DJ is a fumbling machine. We just got to, if we can get the pressure on him. But I mean,
I think Will Shipley's going to tear us apart, dude.
I agree,
be 100% honest with you.
100%.
I have no confidence after seeing how we performed against FSU, and just, I mean, we were a good run team against teams that weren't running the ball well.
Yeah.
But I mean, doesn't really. Here's a participation trophy, like.
Right.
I don't know. So.
Yeah. The athleticism of our linebackers versus Will Shipley is what scares me a little bit.
Well, we need definitely Wesley to be in that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Mario called him the eraser the other day on Monday.
Yeah, because he's going to be a big key to stopping Shipley.
Yeah, he's fast, man. He's a sideline to sideline. He's gonna
fast
be
and large too.
Yeah, he's gonna be scary good when he gets some more weight on him in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get into my keys of the game.
Yeah, let's do that. Tony's
keys of the game. Tony V's keys.
All right. Key number 1. Keep it close. Let's this is I based all my keys on hope because I don't want to think anything. Because every time I think something, it's the complete fucking opposite.
I already tell you, I'm not checking that one off. Go ahead though.
No, neither am I. I'm hoping that this game feels more like A&M than it does Florida State.
Ooh, that would be. I'd take that.
Well, no shit.
Yeah. The thing that concerns me is that everything Clemson does well on defense with the front seven is what our offense struggles with. Their defensive line is elite, like no joke.
At least 2 first rounders on that defense.
Yeah,
right
at least Miles Murphy and all, and the guys that play in the middle and their linebackers. It's just that scares me, man. So that was my first key. Keep it close. Key number 2, we talked about this, is contain Will Shipley and their running game. Make DJ Ukulele beat you with his arm.
Ukulele.
I don't know how to fucking say it. I don't know how to say his last name. DJ Ukulele or.
You know who? David Lake can actually say it really well. I was listening to their podcast, and I was like, "Damn,
very, very smooth."
We'll just go DJU.
Yeah, DJ. How about just DJ?
Yeah, just DJ.
I think defensively on both sides, they're gonna come out with the same game plan. Just try to stop the run and make both quarterbacks, DJ and Jakari, beat them with their arms. And that's my third key is Josh Gaddis has to unleash Jakari's arm. He has to. If we're gonna come out and run the ball and just run 2 yards at a time,
oh my God, Mr.
It's gonna get ugly, and it's gonna get ugly quick.
I'm gonna be watching college basketball pretty quick, man.
Yeah, for real. We gotta at least attempt some deep shots. Show that we're not scared to do it. Hit a couple of them, man. He's gotta hit a couple of them, and rely on your safety blankets, man. Rely on Restrepo, rely on Will Mallory, rely on those guys to be there, because if Jakari throws the ball for 19 times like he did last game, that's not gonna happen.
What's good, Mr. HD?
What's up?
It's gonna get
shout out, Mr.
It's gonna get ugly.
My fellow California Cane.
Dabo already gave Marcus Stokes an offer after watching that video earlier.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that topic.
Yeah, my concern is their defensive front seven. So I mean, we've had difficulties with lesser front sevens. This one, I just that's my problem. If we can just keep the pressure off Jakari long enough for him to make a good decision, we may have a chance. But I just with our offensive line, the way they've been, I mean, yes, last week they played a decent game, but let's just face it, GT's front seven is nowhere near Clemson's front seven on defense. So that's my concern.
And we're without Jalen Rivers at left guard also. So
yes,
and Zion Nelson's been out all season. Ja'Kai Clark's been in and out. Yeah, I think he's playing. I think everybody obviously except TVD is on the mend and supposedly good to go, including Don Chaney, which would be nice to see.
Yeah, but they're going to limit him
out there.
Yeah, for sure, and you should, because he's going to get killed out there.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
What about you, Maddie? What's your main concern?
My main concern is that we're gonna get our ass
Other than the
whooped.
ball game itself.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
The main concern is that we're playing
That's-
Clemson tomorrow.
Yeah, that we're playing Clemson. No, I mean I said it. I think it's Will Shipley, and then I would agree with you guys that it's the defensive line as well. Just because of what our offense is tailored to now with Jakari as quarterback. I mean, you have to have. I mean, if you want to be in this game, you got to have explosive plays. Like Jalen Knighton's got to have an explosive run or two. You got to force turnovers, like multiple turnovers, to even have a shot. To keep this game close. And I don't see it happening. If you want to, we can get into our score predictions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tony, you want to go first?
Sure. Let me see.
Or you want me
I
to
got
go
mine.
first?
I still
Go
got
ahead.
mine
first.
earlier.
Let me see what I
got 42-24. I just have a feeling they're going to crowd the box. They're going to force us to do to do some one-on-ones. Will our receivers have the ability to get open, and will Jakari have enough time to find these open receivers? I just have a feeling that our special teams is probably going to make at least a touchdown. I don't know why. I just have a feeling about that. And we do have a chance to get some picks off of DJU, but I just don't see us winning this game. I don't see us covering the. You know what I
I
mean?
will say DJ's been a lot more consistent with the ball this year because I don't think he's thrown as many interceptions, as many picks. I'm going a little bit in the opposite direction. The spread is at 19, I believe, right? Or is it 19 and a half, something like that?
19 and a half.
I do not think that the Canes cover. I think the final score is 37-13. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I have 34-10. So we're all in the same ballpark. Not covering.
We both have so we both have by like 24 points. That was your margin too. Yeah. That's what
I'm hoping for game gets ugly in the fourth quarter type game. I
think that's what it's going to be. The second half
hold our own for 3 quarters, and then
like down by 2 touchdowns kind of thing. Maybe 10 points.
In striking distance, couple drives, and Josh Gaddis can't put them together, and we lose. Yeah.
He fumbles all his playbook and just doesn't know what to do.
Oh man,
where's Ask Madden? Where's Ask Madden?
Even
Dan Enos in the rain with no laminated sheet.
No, he instead of Ask Madden, he's got Ask Enos.
Unpopular opinion: Gaddis did call a pretty decent game last week.
Yeah, well, he only scored 28 points, and he had 14 points through midway through the fourth quarter.
No, I got you.
I mean, they had
and he was
more
still
yards
out.
than us.
He was still outgained by Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they had more yards than us.
They had more yards and more first downs. So
it was the four turnovers, and we had. I think we had the ball 11 more minutes too.
Yeah, no. And then
we did hold the ball a lot.
Lou Headley put them at the 1 yard line like 7 times. Also,
man, you know what? I'm gonna miss that motherfucker.
GT had like 4 99-yard drives, man.
Bro, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss that dude a lot.
Me too.
Oh man,
he's such an asset too.
No, for sure. He's a weapon.
Yeah. Oh my god,
he's a weapon.
Yeah. And we've seen him a lot.
It's
like a nice goodbye,
Yeah.
A nice goodbye. Yeah.
Let him win an award on the way out.
Yeah.
He's got 3 more times. We got 3 games left. I'm calling it now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, okay.
It ain't gonna be because of this Saturday, but next Saturday.
We only have Clemson and Pitt scheduled, right?
Correct. And then we got a bowl game coming.
Oh, okay. Woo.
Yeah, I mean, Pitt doesn't. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. But Pitt doesn't scare me half as much as Clemson does. At least Pitt offensively. Caden Slovis.
We'll get to that next week.
Yeah, he hasn't been as impactful as I thought he was going to be, but that's for next week.
Anyways, well, that was a good one.
Hey, the good news is basketball, women and men are undefeated so far.
Yep, absolutely. Also, by the way, oh my God, wait,
women are looking outstanding. By the way,
I need to pull this thing up. So, by the way, since you brought up hoops, so we all know I got to have something over them. Florida State's 0-3 right, to start the season. They're down by 7 right now to Florida with 40
Nice.
seconds left. So they're about to start. I don't know the last time Leonard Hamilton started 0-4. So
I'm down with that.
But yeah.
You know what the interesting stat about the women is for me? Sorry, I just want to bring this up because this I think is amazing. They've averaged 80 points in their last 3 games.
Damn. That's
80
crazy.
points. That is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. That's impressive. They
Coach
have a
Meyer's
good team.
back, right? She's back.
Yeah,
from
she's
the-
back.
Yeah, she should be back now. I think it was only a couple of games of suspension. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this will be her. It was 3 games, so I think this is her first game back because they're 3-0, I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
gonna take the kids this year to a Canes basketball game. They never been to a basketball game.
there
we
you
were
go.
watching the Heat game at dinner, and my son seemed to be very, very interested in it.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah.
Nice little Canes basketball game will be a nice, intimate setting to take them to.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, guys,
I didn't tell
anything
you all
else?
about the Watsco Center.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
By the way, you
Anything-
guys need to go to the OBB Legend and check out my man's daily, not daily, but his gamely recaps for the hoops.
Manny
Yeah.
from
Very
3.
interesting. I love your takes. I love the way you're breaking it down. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
keeps
man.
me interested at night.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work because I'm not used to writing. So I try to keep it somewhat interesting and somewhat interesting, I guess. I don't know how to describe it because I'm a basketball nerd, but yeah, so it's been cool. Maddie from 3, I like the idea, so I gave Ro, he gave me the nod to do it, so it's been
I
cool.
like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
But anyways, boys, anything else before we call this one?
No, I'm good. I know you got things to do.
I'm starving, man, so I'm ready to eat right now. But with that being said, make sure you follow us wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify. Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well, all social media. Leave us some comments, interact with us. We'd really appreciate it. With that being said, you guys know it's all about the U.
Canes by Did he not hit the end button? He left and didn't hit the end button.
Oh shit!
Oh my god! I don't know if I can get in there. Let me see if I can get in there and. So, anyways, bonus content.
Hey, bonus content.
Damn, I don't know what to say. Hold on, I gotta see if I can get in here. Hopefully, I can do it from out here. My man must have been hungry because he done hauled butt.
Yeah, I'm texting him, but hey, you didn't end the damn thing, bro.
I was wondering why it kept going on. Have you heard anything about the baseball team? I thought I saw something in the Twitter.
I saw that they're finished with fall ball, that's for sure. So now they have their little bit of a break, and then they start up again in the new year in preparation for the season in February. I'm trying to find the tweet. They did Sporting News released the draft stock of some of the guys. Hold on, let me see if I find that tweet.
Maybe that's what it was I seen. I didn't get a chance to read it. I just remember when I was driving, it popped up.
I know that Yoandy Morales is projected to go in the first round.
Gotcha.
Late in the first round. Which he is a first round talent. He's there you go. He's the number 18 overall, but according to Baseball America on the draft board. Yohan Morales.
Gotcha.
He's the top ranked draft eligible collegiate third baseman.
All right, I have made it in. Sorry about all that, but peace.
All right, later.
Later, Tony.